Basketball is an extremely fast sport that never fails to hype you up. That is just as much true in the case of anime and manga as it is in real life. And if you're looking to get into anime that revolves around basketball, Kuroko No Basket is the best place to start. It is a well-animated and well-executed, high-paced anime that heavily relies on action together with a considerable plot. Though the action may sometimes seem unrealistic, this is all part of its charm, and it is what makes Kuroko No Basket such a satisfying watch. In this video, we're going to talk about this anime and why you should watch it. Now, make sure you have liked the video and subscribed to the channel if you haven't already done so. Well then, shall we begin? For starters, this anime relies more on action than plot. Though this in itself isn't a bad thing, the anime does a remarkable job of hooking you in with unconventional twists in the story, and then keeps you hooked as you continue to go through the ridiculous basketball moments, together with the epic background that follows. Besides, the plot is still quite interesting. We have 5 young individuals who have all been dubbed as the Generation of Miracles. They were on the same team throughout middle school, and then there was no other team who could even put up a decent fight. Heck, the opposing teams could barely even score any points. And now at the initial starting point of the story, these 5 individuals have gone to different schools, and have all become fundamental additions to the already well-polished basketball clubs of their respective schools. They will undoubtedly face each other at the national tournament, and the anticipation for this is shown through the reactions of the side characters in the series.
まず届かせるだけでも全身の力をボールに乗せる必要があるわ。いるじゃんか。緑間を苦しめたとんでもないやつが。しかも今回は。
The existence of these young players is a miracle in and of itself, and that's why they are called the Generation of Miracles. Just what would happen when they face each other's respective teams in a tournament to decide the best high school team in all of Japan. It is an interesting premise, and there is an equally interesting execution. You'll see that the narrative puts a strong emphasis on already strong characters. It is less about development and more about rising to the top. Most of the major characters are those with enough potential to do insanely well in every game. In many ways, the tournament arcs revolve around insanely epic maneuvers, groundbreaking plays, and intense comebacks. The characters do get development. You'll see the changes in their behavior when compared to how they act in their introductions to how they change throughout the course of the series. The subtle comedy and the refreshing slice-of-life moments, even though the anime's strongest aspect is the action and the premise that follows, the other aspects are still pretty good. Now, let's talk about the main characters. We have 2 students who have just entered high school. One is a boy named Kagami. He is super tall and athletic, and in many ways he has the perfect physique for a basketball player. Furthermore, as a basketball player, he has an insane amount of potential, though he is still nowhere near the level of the basketball elites from the Generation of Miracles. The other one is a boy named Kuroko. He has a very timid presence, which in turn can sometimes make him barely noticeable, but he has learned to use that quirk and now is his greatest strength. Both of them enroll in the same high school and are now in the same basketball club. Their goal is, of course, to become the best in Japan. Though, there's a little twist to it all. The Generations of Miracles actually had a Phantom 6 member who often went unnoticed, and as you can expect, that fellow is Kuroko. He was part of the same team as those mutant prodigies, and not only that, he also had several chances to play in games together with them. But since he knows their arrogant nature, he vows to make sure that he is the one who gets them off of their high horses by defeating them in a real match where they are both on opposite teams. This is sort of the main conflict of the entire story that we are introduced to at the beginning of the anime. It is an interesting premise where the players are scaled in terms of their skill set, and the ones from the Generation of Miracles are at the very top. The other aspects that one can take into account are the on-point pacing, thrilling visuals, and smooth animation. As an adaptation, Kuroko no Basket is genuinely good stuff. The story itself is complete, and it is spread over 3 seasons of 25 episodes each. So if this anime sounds good to you, then binge watching it will be a thrilling experience. Kuroko no Basket is heavily character oriented. There are several interesting characters. The protagonist's team knows that unless they develop themselves, they have no chance against the top tier teams. And there are rivalries that flow naturally as the actual narrative of the story goes on. Some characters can even seem invincible, and that's all a part of Kuroko no Basket's charm. The character dynamics can sometimes be quite wholesome, and the comedy fits right in. There are internal conflicts and emotional dilemmas, and they are indeed well executed. The anime uses this state of extreme awareness called zone in its narrative, and that only further endorses the insane action. When talking about Kuroko no Basket, one can definitely claim that a few of the feats within this story aren't realistic. So if you want more of a realistic kind of basketball story, you can check out my other video called Why You Should Watch A Hero no Sora. I also make a few comparisons between Kuroko no Basket and A Hero no Sora. Is it because this anime is the next Kuroko no Basket? Nope. Seriously, that's the dumbest thing people have come. A genuinely good underdog story, and even though the production quality is nowhere near as good as Kuroko no Basket's level, the anime by itself still has a lot to offer. The link will be down in the description box. Now, to finish this up, Kuroko no Basket may seem like a story about strong basketball players, but it isn't limited to just that. There are quite a lot of other characters with their own discrete personalities. You'll never find it difficult to connect with the characters, and more often than not, you'll get the natural tendency to root for them, individually. Between the animation and soundtracks together with the brilliant directing, as I said before, the action in this anime hypes you up like nothing else. There are still a number of things that keep it from being the best in the genre. However, over the years, Kuroko no Basket has maintained its position as a popular sports anime, as well as a popular action anime. So, why should you watch Kuroko no Basket? There is an unconventional premise, thrilling action, and interesting character tropes. Furthermore, this anime hypes you up like nothing else. I am very interested in hearing your thoughts about this anime. Are you planning to watch this? And if you have already, what did you think of it? Feel free to go wild in the comment section. Press that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more videos like this one. I have a separate playlist of similar why you should watch videos in different titles, so if you're looking for recommendations, you can check that out. Well then, as always, I'm the Bearded Saiyan. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.